Hi everybody, welcome to the CBoom Show. I'm Chris.
I'm Peter.
What we're trying to do is help you cover a spread, make a pick, maybe win a little better too. Before we get started today, a special shout out to our sponsors, Northern Tiki Metal Signs. What's your sign made of?
And Tata's Hot Sauce Emporium in Toronto, Ontario. It brings the flavor to your table.
Great. Now, let's get started. The first game we have is Arizona at Baltimore. Baltimore is coming in at minus 14. Personally, I think it's a good game. I think Baltimore is going to cover that spread. I think they're going to win by 16, 17 points.
I have to disagree, but anytime there's a double-digit spread, I try and stay away from it. I know it's at Baltimore. The one thing I like about it, 46.5, is the over. I think Arizona's going to score some points here. I definitely know Baltimore's going to score some points here. But is their defense going to hold off Arizona? They got a lot of weapons, and we're going to see how they are on the road.
It's going to be a good game, but you're right, there will be a lot of points. The over-under here is 46.5. I think it's going to be over 46.5, coming in around 52, 54, 56.
Yeah, we agree on that one.
The next game is Dallas minus 6.5 at Washington. This could be a close game. It's a good game. Anybody's game, but with the spread being minus 6.5, I think Washington could take this game.
Well, the Redskins, holy Redskins and Cowboys last week. That was crazy. The first half, the Redskins looked amazing, but they woke up Philly, and Philly came back and beat them. Dallas looked good against the Giants the whole game. Was wrong about that one. The Giants was our pick, but not a big deal. Dak Prescott threw for 4 touchdowns. Who saw that coming? And I even said I wasn't impressed with them last year. I thought they were kind of a boring team until Amari Cooper came into the mix. But Dallas looked really good in this division game, and I got to go with the Cowboys here. That's who I'm thinking. We're just going to have to agree to disagree.
It is what it is. The next game we're going to look at is Indianapolis at Tennessee. Tennessee's minus 4 at home. I like Tennessee on this one. I had them last week against Cleveland. Hit that. But it's a new game. It's a new week. Going forward, I think Tennessee's going to cover the spread. I think they're going to win the game by 5 or 6 points.
They look really good on the road, and now they're at home. The Colts actually look really good on the road in L.A. They took it to the Chargers pretty well, but I think because the Colts have been in the Titans' way so long, the Titans are 1-0, and they're thinking, here, we're at home, and if we can go 2-0, we got to run for a good playoff spot. So Marcus Mariota looked really good, and that team, it all depends on the arm of Marcus Mariota. So we'll see how he does this week, but we do like the Titans at minus 4.
Yeah, it's a great game. That's a great pick. And yeah, the next game we have is Seattle at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's coming in at minus 4. Personally, I think Pittsburgh's going to start the year 0-2. I think Seattle's going to cover this game. I think they're going to win it outright by at least 3-4 points.
I don't know. Seattle doesn't win games on the road. I'm biased. Pittsburgh's my AFC team, so I don't think Big Ben and the boys are going to go 0-2. I think they're going to fight hard at home. It's going to be a loud stadium. Going to rattle Russell Wilson a little. They struggled against Cincinnati at home, and they're usually unbeatable at home. So we're going to have to agree to disagree on this one again.
It's a new week. It's a new game. Here we go. All right, the next game, Buffalo minus 2 at New York Giants. Buffalo last week hurt me large. What a backdoor. That was absolutely disgusting. One of the worst bad beats I've ever had. Winning 16-0 to lose 17-16. Anyways, like I've been saying all day, new week, new game. Personally, I like the Giants on this +2. How could you not take that?
I watched the replay, and because I didn't get to watch the whole game, but Buffalo, they just didn't look great. I know Josh Allen can run the ball. I don't think he's ready yet. It's his second year. They're going to develop. They might be maybe an 8-8 team, but on the road, we'll see how they do. But I taking the Giants here. It's our home dog +2, dog of the week.
It's a great pick, great dog. The next game we have is San Francisco at minus 2 Cincinnati. This game, it's going to be a close game. I'm not really too interested in this game.
Andy Dalton looked really good last week. The 49ers, can they start 2-0 on the road? That's the question.
I don't think so.
It all depends on Jimmy G. They have a great young defense. I mean, they got 3 interceptions last week. They really took it to Tampa and held them off on the road. But when these guys like Jimmy G comes off the big injury, it takes about 3 or 4 weeks for them to get right back into it. Did he look 100%? I didn't really watch the replay. I'm not sure. He didn't pass for a lot. He threw a pick. on the road in Cincinnati against a team that played really well in Seattle, I'm just going to stay away from it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. There's enough games to skip a couple if you want. That's one to skip. The next game, a key game, I think, is Chargers at Detroit. -3 Chargers. I personally like the Chargers.
Detroit, another year of disappointment. I know I'm a little biased as a Bears fan, but they're just hard to watch. And how you tie Arizona after you had such a big lead and let them come back like that, Matt Patricia must be really angry. Like, I thought he would have got this team together. Matt Stafford is a great quarterback. They pay him a lot of money, but for what? I think maybe one playoff appearance in the last 10 years. So, yeah, we're all over the Chargers here. I think that they felt a little ripped off last year, and they want to come back and they want to get home field advantage this time.
It's going to be it's going to be a hard fought game, but I think the Chargers are going to cover it by at least 6, 7, 8 points at least. The next game we're looking at is Minnesota at -2.5 Green Bay. This is going to be a big game. It's a key game. Personally, I always like Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. However, I feel a little different this week. I think Minnesota might come out. I think I'm going to go with Minnesota on this. I like Minnesota.
They look really good at home, and Green Bay looked really good on the road with that new defense, but I'm not convinced. I'm taking Minnesota 2.5 here.
Yeah. Minnesota plus 2.5. How could you not?
Yeah.
Green Bay showed 10 points against Chicago. So that being said, I think Minnesota's going to put up anywhere from 25 to 30 points in this game.
And they got some offense and defense. So, it's going to be a tough division game. I don't like taking the division guys on the road, but as a plus 2.5 dog, I'm not bad with it. I'm going to take them.
Yeah, why not? The next game is Jacksonville at -9.5 Houston. I like Houston. I think Houston could win by anywhere from 13, 14, 15 points in this game. It's also a great game to look at the over. The over's coming in at 43.
It's actually -8.5, and I would stick with that because I don't like those double digits.
Well, thanks for bringing that up, Peter. It's one thing we want to make sure you're aware of. Depending where you're placing your wager, the odds, the lines could be a little bit different. If you have the opportunity to adjust them a little bit in your favor, it's always recommended to buy yourself a point or two. Where we got the ticket one time came in at 9.5, and then another day was 8.5. So it's up to you when you want to get your ticket, if you think the line's going to change in your favor, or to go with what it is at the time.
You can move it down to 6.5. That's amazing, especially if you're on home.
Why not move it if you can?
Yeah, Jacksonville, what a heartbreaker. They signed Nick Foles to that big deal, and all of a sudden he gets hurt when he throws that nice rainbow pass into the end zone against Kansas City. It's got to be a heartbreaker for Jacksonville, and I think they're going to be a little dejected. J.J. Watt at home, he's going to want to take over this game, and I think he will. He's a big thing in Houston. It's going to be loud in Houston, and let's see if this new kid is going to be is up for the task. I don't think he is. So I like Houston -8.5 here, but if you can get it down to 6.5, even better.
Why not? Okay, so the next game is New England -20 at Miami. Before anyone even says anything, thinks anything, all you need in this game is a little bit of CBoom, a little bit of Brady, and you're going to cover this spread. This is a crazy fun fact. New England is 0-5 in Miami when the spread has been -17 or more. They're going to cover this time. It's going to be a great game. New England's going to cover the spread. I see it being a 25, 26, 27 point cover. That's my personal opinion. New England's my team. Brady's best.
I would say take the over anyway, because Miami's gonna score some points in garbage time. But as far as double-digit point spreads, now you're hitting like 19, 20. I'm even more against that. Here's something fun though. Some guy at Caesar's Palace bet $45 at -6,000 that the Patriots would win the AFC East. His cash out, $45.60. Now there's a bet.
When it comes down to that, that's a little bit silly.
I think that guy was sitting in the corner in grade 3. With a little hat on.
The dunce cap.
Yeah.
It's, to make a wager, to hold a ticket for 3 months to profit $5,
No, to profit 60 cents.
60 cents, it's, I don't even want to.
I think he was drinking.
Must have been. Looked at the ticket wrong. Okay, so back to the game. Personally, I like New England -20. I think they're going to cover that spread. That, for me, I really like it.
I ain't touching it, but maybe the over. If you're doing a parlay or something. But it might even be painful to watch. But we'll see.
We'll see how it goes. The next game's a great game. You've got Kansas City coming in at -8.5 at Oakland. I like KC in this. I'd give KC. I think they're going to a lot of points on this. I think they're going to win by 14, 15, 16 points.
Raiders played great against Denver.
They did.
Yeah, at home.
But that's Denver, not KC.
Exactly. As long as Mahomes' ankle's okay and it holds
that's
up,
fine.
I think the Chiefs will be good here.
He'll be fine.
There's just no deep threat for Derek Carr. I mean, he's got a good tight end, and but I wasn't too impressed with anything, and I think that Denver is not the greatest team. But my Bears are going to find out on Sunday. That's for sure. We'll see how it is.
We'll see how it goes. The next game is New Orleans at the Rams. The Rams are coming in at home, -2.5. I like the spread.
I think I've seen them even -2 some places. You might even get down to -1.5. Drew Brees just isn't as good at home as he is. He's not as good on the road as he is at home in a dome. So I know it's a big revenge game and stuff, but I think that LA's going to be up for the challenge. Great defense, dominant defense, big weapons for New Orleans. The Rams didn't have the greatest offense last week, but we'll see how Gurley is, and I'm all over the Rams here at home. I think the home team wins only because New Orleans and Drew Brees aren't that great on the road.
I like the Rams here as well. It's going to be a great game. I've got them up and down. That's one of my safer picks of the week.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
The next game we have is Chicago -3 at Denver. Personally, I don't really like this game. I had high hopes at the start of the year for Chicago. After last week, I know one game doesn't say much. However, Denver,
I'm biased, but I think the over maybe if Chicago's offense wakes up and that thin air might get a lot of points scored. But hopefully I was very disappointed in last week's performance at home. Pretty crazy. So we'll have to see how it goes. I'm not betting on it or anything. If I did, I would say just take the over because of that thin air in Denver. You might get some 55-yard field goals.
Yeah, I'm staying away from this one. It's to me, I don't know. There's enough games for me to take. This is one I'm going to leave out.
Go Bears.
It is what it is. Philly -3 at Atlanta. Atlanta's at home. I don't think that's going to make a difference in this game. I think Philly's going to cover the spread. I think they're going to win the game by at least 7, 8, 9, 10 points. And it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a fun game, good game to watch.
Yeah, Atlanta looked horrible last week. And they're a dome team in Minnesota, so I thought they were going to do well.
I had Atlanta last week. That hurt me quite a bit. That was an only loss on one of the tickets.
But I like Philly here. I think it's going to be a bit of a shootout. You got two suspect secondaries. But, if we get the second half Philly that showed up last week against Atlanta, I didn't see Atlanta show up at all. So we'll see how they answer back at home at the Mercedes-Dome Stadium. But I still like Philly here. And I think it's actually -1.5 now.
The line jumps all the time. It's up to you to take it when you see it or wait. It's 1.5 now.
Yeah.
Would have been nice to 1.5. It's all right. I'm comfortable -3,
yeah,
-5.
Still take it.
Yeah, I'm good with that all day. The next game, the last game, Cleveland -7 at New York Jets. I don't know. I don't think Cleveland has it. I don't think they're so good on paper. Last week was rough. I had Tennessee. It hit huge. I don't know. I think they gave up.
I don't think they gave up. I just don't. They're so good on paper. I think there's a lot of egos on that team, and now they're going up against the Jets. You know what? The Jets lost their starting quarterback, Sam Darnold, to mononucleosis, which a lot of people think is funny. I don't, but the guy's going to be in bed for 6 to 8 weeks. So you bring Simeon in, that was actually the number one for Denver for quite a while. Just as good, in my opinion. Browns on the road. OBJ's already chirping the defensive coordinator of the Jets. I think a lot of people in New York are going to show up at the stadium, make it loud, and all the pressure's on the Browns. So I'm loving the +7 here. I'm taking the Jets.
I like the Jets +7 as well. That's a good number. That's a touchdown on the point. Why not
Monday night special.
Monday night special. All right, so those are the games. What we're going to do now is focus on a select couple games. What we did was we wagered $6 for a payout of $2,116. The games we selected on these are Houston, the game, not the team. The game to be over 43 points. So that's combined with the two teams' result total over 43 points. The next game is the Baltimore game, over 46.5.
Talk about that, yeah.
That's a great game. The reason why we think that is both teams are going to score some points. Personally, I think Baltimore could easily throw up 30, 35, 40 points.
And Arizona's going to get at least 14, maybe another touchdown in garbage time. But once the game's over and they're resting their stars, it's going to be like the New England game. A lot of stars are going to be rested in the fourth quarter there.
Yeah, it's a great game.
Including the defense in the fourth quarter for Baltimore. So, injuries play such a big... Look how many people got injured last week. I mean, Jacksonville lost their quarterback, and Mahomes, the ankle was all taped up. So if you got a big lead, they're resting a lot of people. You're going to see a lot of covers and points in garbage time.
Yeah, that's for sure. The next game is the Chargers. We got at -1.5. This spread has changed from anywhere from 1.5 to 3, 3.5. It's up to you where you want to take it if you want to buy a point or not. But we took it at -1.5. It's a good pick, I think. I like it.
Another disappointing year for Detroit. What can you do?
It is what it is. The next game is the Rams. We have at -2 on this wager. I like -2. It's jumped from anywhere from 1.5 to 3. 2 looks great.
Just taking the home team here. They're pretty even, but I don't think that the Saints have the defense that the Rams do. The Rams don't have the offense that the Saints do, but I think the home field advantage evens it out. And Jared Goff, he was a little slow last week. He'll pick it up. We're going to get some offense here. And, Gurley came out in the second half last week, and he looked pretty good. So, they're bringing him slowly, but he'll be dominant.
Yeah. I think we're good on that. That's a good game. The next game is KC. We have it at -6.5. How we got that, I don't know. But what a great pick. Right place, right time. It is what it is. They're at 8.5 right now. We have it at 6.5. That's a touchdown win.
They're on the road, but I think they can still do it.
Oh, they're going to smash that. I think they're going to cover that at 8, 9, 10 points.
We'll take the -6.5, though. That's for sure.
That's for sure.
Go double digits, okay?
All right, we'll say single digits for now.
Thank you.
We've got Minnesota +2.5 for the next pick against Green Bay. I think it's a good pick. If it's a close game, the 2.5 will help. And yeah, that's that.
Yeah, this game might go by a field goal, but Minnesota looks so good, and their running game's there. And
I thought I'd never say it, but they do look unreal. It's a good team.
In a dome, but Lambeau Field's pretty hostile. But I think they're up for the task. Minnesota's going to try for the division. They got a little, they didn't do so well last year. They got ripped off a little. So I mean, big game, big test, but I think that Minnesota's going to be 2-0.
I think so too. The next game is Giants +2. This game is one of the underdog games. Minnesota was an underdog game, but this game here, the Giants, I like it +2.
At home against the Bills. I mean, I wasn't too impressed. Yeah, I wasn't too impressed with the Bills. I watched the replay, and it was just ugly. The Bills have a good defense, but
it's not enough.
No, I think the Giants can get through them, especially if you're giving them 2 points at home. So, yeah, Giants.
It is what it is.
A week, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we like that.
Yeah, that's a great pick. The next game, this is a great game. Tennessee -3.5 is what we have it at. It ranges from anywhere from -2 to -4. We locked it at 3.5. I think they're going to win by 5, 6, maybe 7 points.
That stadium's going to be loud, and I think Marcus Mariota is going to come out. He's going to take that team down the field, and the Colts are going to definitely score some points. Jacoby, after Andrew Luck retired, he looks really good in LA. So, but in a hostile environment like that in a division game, I think Tennessee's up for the task. That's for sure. They want to go 2-0 to make a run at the playoffs.
I think we're good on that. That's not an issue at all
until they meet Houston. But we'll go after it. That's another
week. That's another episode. You're right. That game, you also want to look at the points. The point's only 43.5. I think that's an easy over. If you want to buy a couple points and bring it to 38, 39, that's okay. But personally, I think Tennessee's going to score anywhere from 20, 25, 30 points on their own.
Yeah, and the Colts are going to score points, definitely. So, yeah, we went over on that one. $6.
I want to change that a little bit. I think they're going to hit at least 25, 30, 35 points on their own. They'll be well over 20, I think, by the third quarter.
We'll see.
We will. Yeah. I can't wait. All right, so everybody, those are our picks. Once again, $6 for 2,116. It's up to you if you want to take some, leave some, mix them up, buy some points or not. It's up to you. That's what we recommend. But yeah, thanks everybody. We appreciate you tuning in. We'll see you next week, and thanks again.
Good luck.
myself. I need a good day, I need a better year. I need a blunt big enough to forget I'm here. I need some food for my thoughts and I need some wealth. I need to find my way back, I need myself.